Good to see you again. Last time we touched on that feeling, right? That sense that your money just seems to be shrinking. Today, I want to dig into why that happens. And the answer is a lot simpler than you might think.
You see, it all boils down to one very simple rule of the world. It's a concept called scarcity. And really, it's just the idea that some things are hard to come by, and a lot of us would like to have them.
So, what does that really mean in plain English? Well, scarcity is what happens when there just isn't enough of something to go around for everybody who wants it. And that little bit of tension, that gap between how much there is and how much we wish there was, that's exactly where value comes from.
Let me give you a quick example. Think about gold. We all know it's valuable, but why? Because it's rare. Now imagine for a second, what if you woke up tomorrow and your entire driveway was covered in gold instead of gravel? If everyone's driveway was suddenly paved with gold, it wouldn't be so special anymore, would it? It'd just be, shiny rocks.
And that really gets to the heart of it. Value, real, lasting value, comes from something being hard to find. The easier it is to get your hands on something, well, the less it tends to be worth. It's just a basic law of how things work.
Now, this idea of scarcity, it's the whole foundation for things like Bitcoin, which were designed with a hard limit, a fixed supply. But on the other hand, you have the money we use every day. As this quote points out, those dollars, well, they can be created in pretty much unlimited quantities.
So let's see what that looks like. Just imagine a little town. And one day, right in the middle of the town square, a printer just shows up and starts spitting out brand new coins. Nobody had to work for them, they just appeared.
What's happening in that town is a lot like something you'd see in your own kitchen. It's like asking a really simple question. What happens when you take a perfect, delicious bowl of soup and just pour a bunch of water into it?
Let's walk through it. You start with that really rich, flavorful soup. That's your hard-earned money. Then, someone comes along and pours a big bottle of water in. That represents all the new dollars being created. And what do you get? Well, the bowl is fuller, yeah, but the soup is all thin and pale now. The value has been diluted.
And that, right there, is the perfect metaphor for what's happening. The flavor of your hard work, the very essence of the value you created, it's just being watered down.
Now, to the economists and the people making these decisions, they have a term for this. They don't say the soup is ruined. They just say the dollar is getting thinner. It sounds so clinical, doesn't it? But that thinner dollar has a very real-world effect. It's why that loaf of bread that used to cost you $2 now suddenly costs $5. Because for us, when we're standing there in the grocery store, we don't think about thinner money. It just looks like prices are going up. The bread didn't get any better, did it? No, our money just got weaker. So when we feel this sense that the game is rigged against us, it's not just some academic idea. It hits us right in the gut. It's a really strong emotional reaction. But why? Why do we feel it so deeply? Well, a lot of the answer can be found in what are called money scripts. Think of these as the unconscious beliefs we all have about money. We usually pick them up when we're kids, and they quietly run in the background, guiding how we save, how we spend, all of it. To us, they just feel like common sense. Just look at some of these common ones. Investing is for rich people. A stable job is the safest path. Do any of those ring a bell? See, when our internal rulebook is full of scripts like these, and then the whole financial world changes the rules on us, it can feel like the ground is shifting right under our feet. Okay, so this whole watering down process feels pretty unfair, especially if you're trying to save. But, and this is a big but, is there any way this could actually help someone? It sounds a little crazy, doesn't it? Believe it or not, the answer is yes. And this quote explains how. Inflation does something very interesting. It chips away at the real value of debt. So if you're a borrower, if you have a fixed loan, you actually get to pay it back with money that's worth less than the money you borrowed in the first place. And this isn't just a theory. Think about a regular 30-year mortgage. If you have a fixed-rate loan, your payment is the same month after month for decades. But as inflation happens, your salary might go up and prices go up. That mortgage payment, though, it stays the same. So over time, it becomes a much smaller piece of your budget. You're effectively paying off your house with cheaper money. So the goal of understanding all of this isn't to get cynical or feel helpless. It's just to be aware. Because once you see that the water is being added to the soup, well, that's when you can start looking for ingredients that can't be watered down. You can start looking for something that holds its value no matter what. And that brings us to the real question we need to tackle next time. In this game, where the value of money is always changing, who actually wins and who gets left behind? Let's figure this out together. I'll see you in the next one.